I boarded a camel safari by 6 pm in the evening. It was a 12-hour long bumpy camel ride. My 13 kg luggage was sitting on my lap. I was swinging backward and forward like a pendulum. 62 fellow travelers accompanied me on that trip, which dragged me for ages. My camel was a rusty old military green colored bus, which dropped me at the tip of the road, which was the last connecting mile of that route. Then I stretched my legs for 6 miles long walk. It took me total of 36 traveling hours to reach there, 17 hours by air, 12 hours by bus, and rest by my feet. Oh, by the way, I am Dr. Emma from New York. I was assigned as a guest doctor by the health organization in a distinct village in Africa with population of over 3,000 lives. No doctor had walked so far to ask about their problems. I was greeted with warm hugs. My clinic was set under a small roof. One by one villagers stepped forward to my clinic discussing all kinds of health issues. I prescribed them painkillers, antibiotics, and I suggested them for some physical activities. Orange sun was setting down behind the mountains and I was running out of steam. My stomach was growling from inside. Entire village gathered around my clinic. They wanted to demonstrate respect and gratitude towards me, as I was the first visiting guest doctor ever. They offered me some drinks and food. On a big green leaf, I was served the biggest piece of the meat. Well, it was a half-cooked skinned chicken. I could see some white feathers around my plate. I saw the dish and then the villagers who were smiling at me with innocent eyes. I was hungry after a whole day of work with no food, so I had to eat it. It tasted average. I had to behave politely and respectful to the fellow villagers. After my first course of meal, it was time for desserts. They presented me a bowl of warm honey with some type of insects floating in it. Villagers were so proud to offer me such a delicious treat. They prepare it on rare occasions to show their hospitality and respect. All the villagers enjoyed gulping down the bowl of sweet insects. But after eating that skinned chicken with white feathers, it was not possible for me to swallow it below my throat. I explained them that we don't eat such kind of food in New York. I convinced them that different cultures have different taste habits. I am from other part of the world and you live in a different part of the world. Villagers got my point and they enjoyed the party later. Respect is always the same, but how you perceive it matters the most. According to villagers, the food they served Dr. Emma was the best they had to offer. But in the world of Dr. Emma, it was not edible. Nobody could have consumed that kind of food. Intention of villagers was to show gratitude and respect. It was their method of showing honor. Respect is a two-way street. If someone shows you respect in their own way, which may be totally unique from your trait, you must acknowledge it and also show respect in return. Different cultures have distinctive ways of greeting each other. Some people shake hands, some people bow their head, some salute, and some may say a simple hello. You cannot say saluting is more respectful because it's a common practice in your part of the world. Well, you salute and they say hello. Gestures and languages may be totally unique, but the meaning of respect is always identical. We all automatically categorize all the situations and the people around us. We are born and brought up in such a manner. Categories are absolutely necessary for everyone to function. They give structure to our thought process. So, we always generalize the situations everywhere, which distorts our view about respect and hospitality. We measure everything everywhere as a one single category. Everyone has their own way and level of showing respect. We should understand it and never apply the same general formula everywhere. We should be humble and kind to everyone. Status comparison is a huge problem, which is measured in terms of money. A person earning $10,000 per month in US will throw a fancy lavish party with 20 different dishes and drinks. A person from India with $1,000 income will have a couple of simple dishes at the party. And a millionaire from UK can host a party all together at a private island. This doesn't mean that millionaire is exhibiting higher amount of respect or one should respect him more because he is spending more money. Well, the intention of all three guys is similar, to show hospitality. The definition of respect always remains the same, but the only difference here is the financial freedom. Virtually, we cannot compare them. The only way to win over this aspect is to not measure respect in financial terms. Rather, it should be measured in terms of empathy. Expressing respect is easy, but to understand respect is difficult. We feel deprived when someone doesn't matches our viewpoint of respect, and we tend to criticize that person for poor behavior, which is totally incorrect. Comparing extremes is an unfair characteristic of our human race, which is immoral and must be totally avoided. It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences